why it means nothing to play a sport. Now, I'm sorry to go so-called negative, but this is a message that you have to literally take into consideration because I'm very fucking tired of people literally blaming my past, saying that I didn't play sports when I was younger, that I don't know how to live life, and that sports teaches you a lot about life, and that sports has you do this and that, yada yada. And literally, this is why you have such a shitty attitude. This is why this and that. Okay, then why did I come out with the most hoes if I didn't play sports? How come when I played sports, they did the gayest shit and they told me to stop being sensitive? How come the sports are so comparable to the pen? I'm not saying sports is bad, but I'm saying the way that they presented it to me was in the form of fucking prison. What it is this. It's basically biasism. It's the same thing as loving hip hop before actual good entertainment. There was this fat black guy that used to work at my high school named Alex, and he used to say, "Man, you're so fucking mad. You don't know how easy you have it." Whenever somebody tells you something like that, they are full of shit, they rape on the side, and they have 10 times easier. Don't ever believe an admiral speaks for somebody. Because we live in a world that's full of shit. We are still animals. We still need to hunt to survive. We still need to kill to survive. We still need to learn self-defense. We still need to learn everything an animal needs to learn, even though we're human. You gotta be vicious when you deal with situations. You can't let situations fold you. So it went like this. So I told Alex that I played sports for 2 years and that my brother shoved sports down my throat. And I told him I wanted to literally play sports to change my mentality because they said that I was living life wrong. They said that I was literally doing too much, that I was literally not going with the flow, and that sports was going to teach me how to go with the flow, and that sports was going to teach me the ups and downs of life, and it was going to give me a better attitude. It was going to be more positive. And even my brother supported the statement. I'm like, I hate fucking wrestling. They literally tried to pull my shorts down, and they tried to pull my underwear down. He's like, so what? When you're wrestling, your dick's all up on them. When you're attacking them and shit, your dick's right on them. You can't be sensitive to shit like that, Harris. Literally, that nigga just got out of jail and he told me not to be sensitive. Do you understand that? And he ended up working at fucking AM/PM. Do you understand that situation? That he was in his prime in fucking high school? Do you understand that my brother was making fun of me when I tried to play sports as a freshman where I could beat literally almost everybody on the team in a fist fight, but I couldn't tackle no one for shit, but nobody wants to pay attention to context because nobody supports a hoodlum in society. But everybody supports a stereotype, which is fucking racist. But that's not racist on paper. My brother tried yelling at me, "Man, sports is something you do when you're young." I'm like, "No, it's not." He's like, "Oh man, Eris, that's why you don't listen. That's why you don't have a girlfriend. That's why you don't have this and that. Because you failed to not listen. We're all getting coordinated. You kept on doing the stupid shit by yourself, staying in that room when we were going out socializing. You were socializing with me and my brothers who all went to fucking jail, who all literally lived it up when they were young and literally didn't have shit when they were an adult. Couldn't pull a girl for shit without their so-called high school reputation. Ended up with fat woman. And he wants to say, oh, you don't listen. No, you don't listen. So talk went like this. So I tried telling Alex that my brother shoved sports down my throat and that nothing ever turned out the way it was supposed to be. I had more fun watching anime than I did playing sports. And so the devil hit me with the perspective before I talked to Alex. But when I talked to Alex, he's like, man, you don't care. Something that my mom would say, something that my brother would say, literally taking the side of the single mother household. You see, you're so autistic to the point where you keep everything in your head. You need to have physical release. You need to let oxygen flow through your brain. And God's like, no. It's not about your bitch ass sports. It's the fact that he's not getting any pussy. That's the reality of the situation. You're distracting him saying that he needs to be civil, that he needs to have friends, that he needs to have this and that. Well, he obviously has a personality. He obviously has this and that, but these people are desperate to try to get him to bang, this and that. So you're trying to make sure that he fits the stereotype instead of actually telling the fucking truth that if he had a girlfriend, he wouldn't give a fuck about sports. And he's all like, oh, you're going to talk to the wrong person one day because you're just so fucking mad that you keep it balled up inside. Literally, there are other fists in this shit, literally giving me tons of fucking perspective where everything was going his way. And so Alex was all like, oh, well, if you get me foul, you're going to wonder where the sun is. And so everybody starts laughing, ah ha ha, you need common sense, you make things harder than you need to be. You expected too much out of sports. Instead of letting life flow, you literally, that's why people play sports. So they can literally just be free. So they literally just be this and that. So there's no such thing as competing. There's no such thing as dominating, which is what sports is all about in actuality. Winning is literally the key in sports. I'm sorry to break it to you, but having fun isn't the key in sports. How is everybody gotta have fun when they consistently lose, when they know that they're physically weak? Football was hella fucking boring. The workouts were fun, but the people weren't. There's more to sports than just literally going out and literally throwing the football and doing this and that. And it's like, man, you're simplifying it. Well, you're simplifying my big problem that outweighs sports. I'm sorry, but literally, that was the reality of the situation. Literally, so many things backed up Alex's statement, saying, you see how you're fucking depressed? You wouldn't be depressed when you were playing sports, but when I was playing sports, I was just as depressed. But junior year came along, so I stopped playing sports my sophomore year in high school, and I started smoking a lot more weed. And so the devil got in my head. He's like, oh, you were so good doing this and that sophomore year. I'm like, I was still fucking miserable. To be honest, I was more miserable junior year only because that was forced. So the devil put the whole thing junior year is like, you need to grow up. Like, you need to drop the smoking habit. You need to stop doing this and that. Like, junior year kept on smacking it in my fucking face. When I had to sit with fucking Jenny and 3 girls on my history period after I told them I don't want to deal with girls because I'm tired of being rejected, the devil was like, face your problem head on. Literally, the admiral shit coming from the worst person, it was fucking horrible. From that fight with fucking Navarro to me being suspended, junior year was the worst year of my life. And the devil said, if you were at cat wrestling, if you were to stop smoking, you would have had a great junior year and you would have literally broke the stereotype that everybody holds against you. If you would have kept it up, you probably could have been captain. If you would have proved them wrong, I don't like wrestling. Literally, Arturo had it better. I'll give you an example. Arturo had a girlfriend. He was going to a Jewish school. And literally, I'm like, so why do you smoke, Arturo? He's all like, because I have nothing else better to do. Back when I couldn't smoke, back when they threatened to drug test me, is when I had to stay sober for 5 months, and it still wasn't worth it. And Arturo proves that. And literally, I'm like, oh, so, and he's like, oh, hold up, bruh, back up. You have wrestling. And I'm like, I don't like wrestling. I'm doing it because I have nothing else better to do, and I can't fucking smoke. Literally, I was thinking about smoking the entire time during wrestling. Sorry, that's the reality of the situation. I ain't trying to say that I'm a brainiac, that I'm a nerd, and that I need to have self-relief. When I'm already a good dancer, I'm already have tons of soul. Out period. I need constant validation, which is what a girlfriend is for. A girlfriend is a constant reminder that you're great, which is the reason why Alex was full of shit, because people kept on clowning on me and I kept on getting rejected by girls, and he said the sports was going to outweigh that. And that sports was going to make everything magically disappear because I'm doing something productive. When in reality of the situation, here's how people think. This is how the human mind works. This is the reality of the whole fucking situation. Fuck all this other shit. Sports aren't bad. The meaning of sports is good. Push yourself past your limits for something that's actually worth it is very good, but not if you have personal problems when you come home. The shit that they were telling me was only gonna be good if I actually have family to come home to instead of house abuse. A lot of black men have the stereotype in society where they're the school jocks and then they end up with fat white women when they grow older. Because literally, they focus on their prime and nothing else. While me, I constantly improved. But it doesn't mean shit because I had no physical release, which is busting a nut. Fuck this other shit. You know what was the truth about the situation? Do you know why people didn't want to get me no play in high school? Do you know why people fucking hated me in high school? Now, I must say the most trench-worthy shit, the most disgusting shit ever, but you're forced to agree with it because this is nothing but logic. There was this girl that went out with a guy that kept on getting rejected by Stephanie. And literally what happened was this. So, he tried to say, well, if you want to get a girlfriend, because he got tired of my habits of watching porn and smoking weed, it's like, stop talking about sex and start talking about civil things and stop talking about drugs, this and that. I'm like, well, the gangsters are pulling more girls than your boyfriend over there. And she's all like, yeah, well, they're just getting sluts, though. And so you know what I told her? I told her, I'd rather take a slut than my hand. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. But that's the truth. And that's entirety. Alex is full of shit. Anybody will agree with that. No matter how much you try to cover up. No matter how much you try to hide it. That's the reality of the situation. Every fucking teenager in America, every fucking teenager worldwide will agree with me. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Stop this abno shit. Get this dumb shit out of your head. Life isn't fair. Sorry, buddy. That's why you gotta grab it by the balls. Do not believe an admiral speech that gets no end result. I learned how to adapt to the cruel world, and people told me to grow up. I'm like, ah ha ha, that's why you have the same problem that I did in high school. You have the degree, you have the car, you have this and that, but you fail to make her pussy wet because you have the swagger. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a foundation of good. Oh, I'm just a school jock. I'm just rubbing it in your face. You did put me through costly shit in high school. You're not suffering from karma. Oh, you don't deserve this at all. No, you deserve it outright and full facing. You built a reputation off basic, and you're trying to compete with somebody unique. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck the school jock. And so when people hack me playing video games, whatever happened to a cool sport? Whatever happened to be a good sport, bro? What's happening with all this gaslighting? What's happening with all, literally, people not accepting the truth? What happened to me being Geo and people not accepting it? What does that have to do with being a good sport? I'm sorry, that's already a reputation. So you're saying if I do something basic, it's going to save my reputation? No. Nothing was going to save my reputation. I was still in special ed. Oh, I would have been in special ed if I would have played sports. I was doing the same shit white people were doing. I was cutting girls' hair in PE. Arturo did the exact same shit. Sorry, it's fucking true. But you have autism, it shows clearly. I have Asperger's, and it clearly states that Asperger's means that you can live a normal life in society. Whoa, then why don't I have a card? Why don't I have this and that? Because you guys are holding a grudge that when I finally got the same tools, I shine brighter, and now you want to say that I'm a poor sport where you're the guys that are in charge of you just being salty. Sorry, buddy. I'd rather take a slut in my hand, and you would too.